It's another Kentucky Derby prep, this time at Oaklawn Park in the Rebel Stakes, and we're going to see if AI can put together a winning pick 5 ticket. What's up, everybody? Colin Sheen here on the Doubling Down channel. And if you followed along, we have started to put together a model that ranks horses 1, 2, 3, 4. And we put that out on our app, doublingdown.glide.page. And it's done pretty good. In fact, it hit 33% winners in that first ranking on Friday. And the next iteration that we want to try to provide is not only top 4 rankings, but how do you determine which horses that are actually worthy of being put on a multi-sequence ticket? And part of that is in using the ABC model of ticket structure, which is different than the caveman structure, which is you take all your horses, you put them on one ticket, and it ends up costing you a lot more money, and you're not really weighting your highest opinions. So I decided to take a look at the Oaklawn late pick 5 on Sunday. So here we go. Here is your first look. If you're signed up in our app, you'll get the email on Saturdays. And this Saturday, we sent out the late pick 5 for Fountain of Youth and the late pick 5 for Gotham Stakes at Aqueduct. So we'll see how those do. And now you're getting a video on how to do the late pick 5 at Oaklawn. So the first race that we're going to pay attention to here is Oaklawn race number 7. And what you have here in the ABC column is it has determined some horses that are worthy of a ranking. Now, not all horses in the race get a ranking, only ones that pop based on certain criteria that I have given it to tell it to go by. And this is then on top of the model that I created, which is based on pace, class, and speed figures. It runs through, it determines what the pace is going to look like, it determines who has the advantage of that pace, then it implements the speed figures. It also pays attention a little bit to trainer, jockey, win percentages, especially at the same surface and distance. So in this race 7, it sees the number 2 and the number 7 as your A ticket horses. So what I then do is jump over to Racelands. I see that this is a maiden special weight going 6 furlongs on the dirt for 3-year-olds and up. And that immediately, not only do I like the fact that it has 2 A horses, it also has spread a little bit. And seeing that it's a maiden special weight, that is something that gives me confidence that maybe the model is seeing it correctly. What I like to do then is look at Racelands. And look at that. It has the same 2 horses as your top win percentages, the number 2 and the number 7, 28%, 21%. It sees the pace as being hot. If you go by run style, you see the red horses. Those are all horses that it figures to be on the front end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. And what I like to do is jump over to my top 4 sheet, look at race 7. I actually saw it differently. I didn't have 4 horses with an F-style pace boost, which is forwardly placed, so I saw it as a soft pace. But I think the fact that it's a maiden special weight, without a lot of information, as we flip through, this is my first time looking through it. I'm looking at the data as you see it. So we have a first-time starter in the 8. So actually, you do have some data. It's not like there's all first-time starters. The number 7 has an 81. It's in blue because it's the highest Equibase speed figure so far earned by a horse in the race. Let's jump back over to our ticket, who also includes the 3 as a B horse and the 4 and the 10. The 3's coming out of a 82 class race. This is a 77. So it dueled in that last race, earning that 58. Probably sees the fact that it ran in a higher class race as a positive. And then let's look at the 4. Sometimes the model sees things I don't, because I don't know. We have a horse that's earned a 33 and a 36 Equibase speed figure. Steve Asmussen's the trainer. And then the number 10 is a horse who came out and got a 61. First time trying at Oaklawn at a mile. Today's race is at 6 furlongs. So this horse cuts back. I like that. I like that the horse showed some early speed. And so we're spread a little bit here in this first leg, at least with the across the A, B's, and C's. We'll then take a look at race number 8. It only came back with one A horse, not a single though, because it determined that there was some horses. There was a number 3 secondary contender with a fit style, and the number 5 and the number 7 it saw as having pace advantages, so it gave them the pace capable long shot. Let's jump over to race 8 in Race Lens. We'll jump right over to the pace projection, and it has the 8 right in there in the mix. The fact that you have 4 horses all within 3% to me tells me that this race is a little wide open. And we'll take a look at the number 6 who we gave. This is another maiden special weight, and it looks like you have a few more first-time starters. 1, 2, 3, 4 first-time starters. So that will make it a little blurry. Obviously, the 82 is going to pop off the page because the other horses are running in the mid-70s. So that's a pretty nice number for first time out. The 3 got an 82 first time out. Let's go back and look at the ticket generator, and that's what we had. It has the 3 with a B. And then the 5 and the 7, 20 to 1 and a 30 to 1 shot. And so, if you're right with these A's in the other positions, this is maybe where you can blow up those pick 5s and get some prices. The number 5 earned a 61, didn't do much running at all. You see here some trouble on the right side. Horse got off to an awkward start. Race Lens quickly gives us the race replay so we can see if that is actually the case. At least out of the break, they all looked clean. We'll look on the top there. Nothing jumped off the page there. The number 7, again, a 5th place, 11th place, a 5th place. The class is pretty good, running in some races with 90s, but earning 74, 60. So, they do take the blinkers off of this horse sired by Practical Joke. Ray Ashford switching. Sorry, they put the blinkers on. And this trainer switching to blinkers on is actually 3 for 7 with a 104 ROI, 43% win percentage. So I don't know, like if I looked at it at my eye, I don't know that I'd be attracted to this horse, but you get the data says so. Now the interesting thing here is in the Honeybee, it has the 9 Explora as the single. And so this is kind of where you make or break your ticket. Doesn't matter about all your other A, B, and C's. If you're going to do this ticket structure, you need to get Explora home. But if you think Explora is vulnerable here, Explora is the horse trained by Bob Baffert, shipping over from Santa Anita. Some very strong equibase speed figures, 95, 100 in the Breeders' Cup, 97, 92. Has a little bit of every other pattern. So win second, win second, win second. Not crazy that the horse has always been the favorite and you have 3 second-place finishes on there. And this is a horse that we're looking to single. So we have to get this race home if we're going to survive, if the AI is going to survive this ticket. Maybe Search Party is the sired gun runner, the Mark Cassey trained with Christian Torres aboard, who's won his last 2 races at Oaklawn, including the Martha Washington going a mile and a 16th, earned a 96 on that day. The equibase speed figures are continually rising, 68, 71, 77, 81, 91, 96. I mean, that's a pattern that I absolutely love. So that makes me a little bit worried. The 4, Newtime Pike, ran to 95 in that same race. The 5 ran to 95 in that same race. 7's earned some high 80s. There's Explora. Let's check out what Race Lens has. It has Explora on top, 44%. So, that they're coming together there. It also sees Explora as a lone speed, although it also has the 5 nickel and dime on there as well. We can go to my top 4 and see, so it'll single if it sees the score for Explorer was a 99, the next score is 81. If there's a 12-point difference, that's when I tell it to automatically start to look at if this horse could be a single. And then I also want certain pace styles. If you look at the pace boost on the right, the F is the style that you want. That's the one that wins the most, followed by S. Explora gets the S in there, as does Search Party. Nickel and Dime actually gets the F. So, like I said, if you're going to play this ticket, this is where you need to determine, is Explora the single for you. Then we get to race number 10. It has 2 A's, a B, and 3 C's. So there's a lot of spread across this ticket. And in general, if I'm doing a ticket like this and I'm looking through, this is probably more spreading that I would be comfortable with playing. Although when you do the ABC model, you do save on the money, and we'll show you that example as we get towards the end of this video. I like to see sequences where maybe you have 2 A's, 2 B's in one race, then 2 A's and a B in another race, then maybe a single, and then 2 spread races. Those seem to be more in the $30 to $50 range. And with those 2 spread races, if you're right and you get the bombs home, that's where you can cash in. So here's another example of where you're hoping to get a price home, because look at this. The 2 A horses are actually 10 to 1 and 12 to 1 on the morning line. That's Mr. Fancy Pants and Just JoJo. We'll skip on over to Race Lens. We'll take a look at who it likes and does not have either of those. So immediately, in the matter of a few seconds here, I can tell that this has the potential of being a pretty wide open race. It has a lot of horses with the E or the EP running style designation, so that has it as a hot pace race. We'll skip on over and look at my top 4 sheet, and it also has it as a hot pace race. And for me, that triggers when there's 4 horses with the F running style. So the S here on Just JoJo in this race is very attractive. So I'm glad to see that it has the 4 as an A without even looking at what Just JoJo has done on the past performances. Last time out at a mile and the 16th, earned an 80. We'll flip through the field real quick. There's an 80, 78, 75, 80, 76, 79, 82 for the 7, 72, 85 for the 9 first time out. The 10's interesting. Look at this horse closing like a freight train first time out. Rallied really nicely in a class figure of a 90 and earned a 91, which is the highest in this field today. The class rating of the race is a 90. So the 10 is one first time through without looking at the model that I'd be interested in. And when you look at the model and go to our ABC, it had the 10 as a B. So we're going to get some coverage with that B. And then it also had the 1, 9, and 11 as some interesting horses to throw in there as C's. And I believe the 11 with Jose Ortiz aboard at 8 to 1 is nice. And that was the horse that Race Lens has on top at 29%. So you have that there as well. You're not going to have as much coverage because it's a C horse. So we'll see. And then we get to the Rebel Stakes, which is race 11. It has Litmus Test, the 2, followed by Soldier and Diplomat, Silent Tactic, not Bravaro, because Bravaro is running in Florida, so I don't have scratches. So that is included in the model, at least at this moment. So we'll take the 1 out of our tickets. Soldier and Diplomat and Rancho Santa Fe are the horses that popped up, at least in the top 4 on my ticket. So I actually like Rancho Santa Fe. Rancho Santa Fe and Soldier Diplomat are the only 2 horses that I have Derby future bets on. So I'm really hoping that they perform well on Sunday to hopefully at least get into the gate. And we'll take a look at what Race Lens has. Race Lens has the 2 Litmus Test on top, followed by the 10, which is Soldier and Diplomat. So some synergy there between the 2 as well. And what I'll probably do is swap out that 1 for the 8. Actually, and it had the 1 as a seahorse. So what we do is we put the 8 and the seahorse here. This is the website that I like to use. It'll automatically create the tickets for you. And so if you took all these horses that we just talked about and put them all on one ticket, that ticket cost is going to be $480. By doing the ABC weighted cost, where you come in here and you put the horses in the right buckets of A, B, or C, and then you bet them accordingly, it's only going to cost you $86. And this site, Ticket Maker, ends up putting all of the tickets together for you. So you would play all of these tickets. Some of them are $2. This ticket here is 3 A's and 2 B's, 2 7 with a 6 with a 9 with a 10 with a 7. It's only going to cost you $2. But when you put all these tickets together, that's how you come up to the $86 cost. Now, what you'll notice across all of these is you need the 9 to win. That's the Explorer in the middle. So everything hinges on that. And then hopefully the coverage that you have in all these other races, which includes, some of these will put together all your A's and 1 C, right? So this last ticket is A's in the first 4 legs and C in the last leg. The ticket before that is the C being in the 4th leg. Ticket before that is the C being in the 2nd leg. There's also a ticket here with all your A's. And sometimes you might want to play that for $2 instead of $1, because in theory, some of your A's might be chalky. And if that chalks out, you may still lose. However, some of our A's, yes, we had a single with Explorer who's going to be short money, but, in race 10, we had a 10 to 1 and a 12 to 1 as our A's. We had a 3.5 and a 10 to 1 in the Rebel Stakes. So, for me, I would keep these all at the $1 base. We'll leave this here screen up here for you so you can, pause it and give you an opportunity if you are going to play this to see what the tickets are. I haven't decided yet. This is Friday night as I'm taping this, and this is the first time, honestly, that I'm looking through the card and looking through what the model says. But I thought it would be fun to kind of do that with you so you can get a sense of how quickly you can kind of look through a pick 5 and determine, is it something that I want to play or not. With Explorer, that concerns me. I might swap Explorer for Search Party. That would probably be, coming down to the last minute on decision making if you're going to punch that ticket. So let us know in the comments if you are going to play a ticket in the late pick 5. Does it match up with any of these? Have you played the ABC model? Really interested to hear what you have to say, and really interested to see if AI can put together the winning ticket. And if it does, you'll definitely want to go into doublingdown.glide.page and become a subscriber, because on Saturdays you'll get an email that includes the big pick 5 each weekend, built by the model, built by AI, and using the ABC model, which I have found much more successful. I don't lose as much, and I've hit a few more than my streak was prior to that. Okay, so that'll do it for us here. Until next time, good luck, everybody. Hit that subscribe button and let us know if this is something that you're playing.